Okay, I think I finally got it working. Let's see who shows up. Hey, Phantom.
Should I like put non-sweatpants on?
Do whatever you want. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I just downloaded OBS and it was a nightmare, and I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up. So I'm just gonna reply to your comments. Hey, Lucian. Wee bit of an echo. All right.
Is that real? But Dakota, there's like laundry around. You didn't tell me this.
You knew this was happening.
I didn't know it was happening right now.
All right. I'm gonna try to talk less loud.
Hold on, I'm gonna go change.
What's up, guys? Is there still an echo? No, it's not. Go ahead. Sorry about the mess, guys. We're packing up for vacation. Phantom. Restart the feed. Lots of echo. Oh, okay. What shall I do?
So why is it like that? How does it work? Am I in
It's
it?
very sci-fi. Yeah, but there's like 10 seconds of lag. Anyway, guys, we're clearly noobs at this whole live streaming thing. But
Let me pull up a chair.
yeah, pull up a chair. I'm gonna play with my audio recording equipment, and hopefully I can fix the echo if I haven't already.
Am I in now? Oh,
Yeah,
my hair is crazy.
that's the recording right there from the software, and it's about 10 seconds lag on YouTube.
So,
Still the same.
I feel like a mom trying to FaceTime. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like,
All right. So we wanted to do this for the, I guess, 1-year anniversary of our YouTube channel.
woohoo!
This is kind of momentous for us because we started and we were just like, let's just try it out. It might be fun to do a weekly thing. And we actually started a series called the Geek Week News Update, which I think 6 weeks in we decided that the name's too long, doesn't ring true enough, and we started doing, we turned it into the Geekritique show. And the reason we did that was because I already owned a blog called Geekritique. And I really wanted Jen to be a part of it. Now, I had made YouTube videos in the past, but it had it wasn't working out. Or not that it wasn't working out, but I had no motivation to do anything on YouTube because I knew I wanted to do it with Jen. So our first official 1-year thing happened when this channel officially started when you jumped on board and started the channel with me, Jen. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And one thing that I knew immediately, you sound like flakes. Oh, Daleks.
Ow.
All right, let's figure this out.
What do we do?
I have no idea.
Thanks, Lucian. Murphy.
All right, I'm gonna try to figure out the audio input.
But this one's normal time. Why is that?
There's a 10-second delay on YouTube.
Huh. But
No, not on the live feed. No, you're right.
huh. You can tell Dakota does all of our back end stuff. Like computers to me, I don't really. Oh, hey Lucian.
She don't get it.
I don't get it.
I really don't know why this isn't working correctly. I'm going to try turning up gain a little
Oh,
bit.
he says it's working now.
Oh,
Thanks, Phantom.
I think Phantom wasn't seeing the feed.
Oh, it's working for him,
Yeah.
not for us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But, yeah, so what we were saying was when we started the channel, I definitely wanted Jen in because she was... You always have a really interesting twist on what reviews are and stuff like that. And if that makes any sense, she always comes up with something that like I totally would have never thought of. In fact, when what's up, guys? You guys keep jumping in, and we don't want to miss any of you guys. Smell of evil.
I really like your name.
Yeah, I like
What
that.
does evil smell like?
I guess like him or her. I don't know. When you started writing a blog, it was a short-lived blog. It only had like 4 posts total.
Yeah, the pressure made me crack. I crack under pressure very easily.
But her very first post made it onto Radio Times website. I don't know how she did it. It was she was talking about an episode of Blink, or the Doctor Who episode Blink, and she found something like hidden in the episode that...
It wasn't that hidden.
Well, it wasn't that hidden,
Other
really.
people would have caught it too.
Well, no, but you were the first to like really like make it a cohesive theory. And we'll talk about that in another video if you guys are interested in that. But the Radio Times, you know, the UK's preeminent like broadcasting magazine, thought it worthy of publication. So you got
And yeah, we were like sitting in bed, and I'm like looking at like the 3 people that have liked my article. And I'm like, oh, that's nice of them. Like they liked it. And then like the next morning, I woke up and I looked at my phone, and it was like a lot more. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, how did people even
she
find
bumped
it?
up like thousands of views in like an hour or two. And for a vlog, that's really hard to do, especially like when you're... It's not like YouTube where you can get 1,000 views and you might make $1. With a blog, it's like you don't really make any money unless you have sponsors or anything like that. So when you first start and you start getting thousands and thousands of like hits on your blog, that was crazy, and I got really jealous.
Yeah, so I put a stop to it pretty quick too. He also like he was like, oh my god, I got retweeted or whatever by Radio Times, and I was like, who's that? I had no idea.
Well, that article that she wrote, she also she wrote it on Geekritique.net, but you can look up Blink on Geekritique.net, and that article, should show up, because you reposted it on my page. That was your initial like boost to.
Oh yeah,
to
then I got a couple more people, and I was like, oh sweet, like 8 people. Awesome.
Yeah, she does have another blog. I don't remember the name.
It was General Geek.
General
But I
Geek.
literally haven't done anything with it. Like if you like look at the little like tabs that I had all these like grand plans that I didn't fulfill.
Yeah.
It's quite depressing to look at now. I'd abstain. Just look at on Dakota's site.
Smell of Evil. Thanks for the MCU timeline update. Helped me a lot. Watching the movies better. That's the entire point of that timeline, is to help. Basically the fans who really want to get the most out of the MCU to be able to, try to figure out where everything lines up. And I think it becomes a broader world, and it doesn't become, they're not just singular movies anymore. They become a larger picture. So if you guys are watching this now and you haven't seen our MCU timeline video and are into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and want to learn more about it, definitely check that out. It took a long time to make that video. So, I'm really glad you liked it, Smell of Evil.
I'm sorry, I feel like I have this big stupid smile on my face, but I really didn't think anybody was going to tune into this.
Yeah, currently
So thank you guys.
14 people watching. That's really
That's
awesome.
super cool. I told Dakota, I was like, no one's going to like know that we're doing this. It's not going to happen. So negative.
You guys excited for Spider-Man Homecoming? I'm hearing good things. I'm also hearing really good things.
Yeah.
It's currently in the 90s on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that that necessarily means anything, but people that I trust who have seen it are saying good things about it. And one thing that everyone seems to be saying is it's a movie for the fans, even more so than your casual viewer, because I think what everyone's saying, and I don't want to get into any spoilers because I don't know any spoilers, but everyone's saying that Spider-Man Homecoming is the most meta, the most self-referential of the MCU films to date. Or not self-referential, but self-aware. Kind of like you see the trailer for Thor Ragnarok, and it's a really self-aware movie. It knows what the audience wants to see, and it's kind of pandering to that. Apparently, that's like to the umpteenth degree with Spider-Man Homecoming, and apparently it works really well because of all the cameos and Easter eggs that they throw in there. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys saw, this is like such a dumb point to bring up, but Tom Holland like getting out of his limo at the premiere, and he's like holding the suit, and he throws it in and just kind of like buttons up his jacket and walks away. And when you see that, you're like, he is Spider-Man. Like he's got it, you know. Not in like not that, you know, you think of Spider-Man as like super swagger, Peter Parker super swagger, but just like because it was like swag but in such a dorky way that it was really cool and really cute, which is kind of what I think of when I think of Peter Parker.
Yeah. Lucian, what do you make of the theory that the Weeping Angels are old Time Lords? Well, that's kind of touched upon in The End of Time Part 2, which we actually should watch.
Yeah,
I want to do a review on that one really bad, where that's David Tennant's last episode, or last episode as the incumbent Time Lord. But in the episode, they talk about like old Time Lords they call them the Weeping Angels of old. So it's almost like, is Russell T Davies saying that Time Lords are potentially old Time Lords, basically, that have just turned into stone? I don't know.
Dusty? But then where do they get wings from?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that's some like serious evolution. Like.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like their abilities are completely different, but I haven't looked into it at all. So
I think it's a throwaway line that it's a throwaway line that doesn't really mean anything. But hey, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Daedry.
Daedry Mata. Are we saying it right?
I think
so.
so.
I don't know. Let us know. I looked at the camera like they were there. Like, did I get it right?
Mark Perlman, I feel like I'm experiencing MCU overload. Is that wrong? Well,
I don't think there's any such thing as wrong with this, but
superhero films in general are a little oversaturated in the market currently.
And next year it's going to be a ton worse. So if you're already overloaded, you might want to like take a step back.
Yeah, we watched a little bit of, we didn't watch. We made a video on the.
We watched a little bit of our own video.
We do. We watch our own videos. We're those people. But we don't like them. We don't like.
Yeah. No, I'm watching for all the weird, stupid stuff that I do with my hands. I feel like I'm always like doing odd stuff that really annoys the crap out of me. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, we did a video of all the upcoming superhero films that are going to be released in 2018. And there's going to be quite a bit. I think it's like 11 or 12 that we came up with.
Murphy, what do you make of
that Mary
I think it's hilarious, and I really like it. And I think it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, that is a fun one. I mean, there's nothing you can really do with it. Well, is Mary Poppins in the general domain at this point? I don't know. Or public domain.
I don't think so.
Because that's a Disney film.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah, I think that's still owned by Disney, so no, it wouldn't work. But I'm sure, higher up at BBC or a writer like Stephen Moffat would think that would be hilarious to do. So that I like it.
Yeah. I think it's really cute and really funny.
Yeah.
I think too, even like the fact that she has all of these random accessories and stuff, which is a very Time Lordy or a very Doctor thing to do in general, which is cool.
Yeah, Warren Beatty turned down a part in Superman because he thought movies based on comics would never work.
Suck.
Yeah, you really missed the boat there.
Or one of my favorite phrases, screw the pooch.
Yes.
Really screwed the pooch, buddy.
So thank you guys for showing up. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. 15 people. Hey.
Hey. Glad we said it right. So.
Oh, thanks.
He played Dick Tracy.
Huh.
Well,
Elizabeth. What up?
Hello, everyone. It's all about Star Wars, and that's Murphy Giller. That's what he said. Sorry. It's all about Star Wars. What do we have to say about Star Wars right now? I want to talk a little bit about. Han Solo. Guys, let's talk about the directors of Han Solo getting fired.
Oh yeah, we kept meaning to make an episode about that, and we just didn't. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. I think it's for the better, obviously. From what, like, everything that we listen to, like, different podcasts, and, you know, like, we're checking out in the news and stuff, and it seemed like the direction that they were going in, I would have hated.
Mm-hmm.
And, like everybody's saying that, like, Han himself was the comedic relief, which he is in some senses, but really not a ton. Like, it's not that he's trying to be funny. It's more of just how, like, negative and selfish he is. That's really funny. And, like, his personality, like, he's kind of like a Grunkle Stan type of thing. Like, I think it's not like a slapstick at all.
I think there's a rumor going around.
Kathleen Kennedy definitely shot first.
Oh yes. Well, it was definitely a long standoff because they halted production 3 weeks before it ended, before filming ended. That's crazy. It's been filming since January, so over 90% of that film is like complete, or at least it would have been. I mean, filming anyway is complete. So now likely they have to film or refilm most of this, because what everyone was saying was, or what the rumor mill was saying was that the films or the scenes worked by themselves, but when put together, it was just a hot mess. It was too on the nose with certain things, and people were comparing it to, like, you know, Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura.
Nothing against Jim Carrey, but that's not at all. I would have been furious.
Mm-hmm. Murphy, I don't think we're going to be talking about the Darth Jar Jar theory. I don't want to go down that rabbit. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. We do believe in it, though. We do believe. I am
a firm believer
in Darth Jar Jar. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, but one thing that I wanted to say about the Han Solo film is, and just, you know, like what Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy in general are doing. I personally have such a respect for people that could say this is wrong and make it right, then just keep barreling forward knowing that they're going to get some money out of it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, because it's going to cost them more, you know, to go back and rectify their mistakes. But
to them, it's Disney.
More about
they have all the money in the world.
Yeah, but no, like, obviously though, it's still a corporation. Like, they still want to make money off of their film, and it's kind of easier to release something like knowing people are going to go and see it than to pour a lot more into it at this point, especially. Like, I wonder if they had to pay those directors severance and all of that too. I don't know how that works in that, like, type of job, but, like, I feel like they're losing a ton of money, you know, and, like, their plans and their budget is, like, completely blown out of proportion now and completely inflated. So I think it's really cool that I think this is going to be such a crucial movie for them, because Rogue One was a success, but now, like, with these, like, branch off films going forward, like, they need to make sure that they get this right, or else nobody's going to take their spin-off films seriously, you know. So, but I respect the fact that they're seeing the importance of it, seeing that Han Solo is a character, for me, like, one of my favorites, you know, in Star Wars, and if they screwed it up, I'd be super pissed. And I just respect them going back and like, that's public humiliation. You know what I mean? Saying we're firing our directors.
Murphy's saying they're talking about firing the lead actor because he's terrible. He's been giving an acting coach. Now, I don't necessarily buy those rumors. I don't think they would do that, something so drastic. The reason being, they did hire an acting coach, and that's actually pretty normal for movie shoots. I mean, I can't name anything off the top of my head where they would need to bring in an acting coach, but if the studio chose Alden Ehrenreich for a reason. They definitely put him through the motions. It was the directors themselves that were leading him down the wrong path. And if you play that role for 4 or 5 months, you're going to need to work yourself back into playing the Han Solo that you were initially hired for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, too, I don't know much about acting because I'm not an actor, but I wonder if you get lost into a character and you've been guided in a certain way, it might be difficult to readjust. So they might be giving him acting lessons to get him back in the direction that they want to go in. But I honestly, like, when Dakota first told me that they were doing a Han Solo film, I was like, that's dumb. Because I feel like, would be one of the most difficult characters to replicate.
Mm-hmm.
Because even, like, Harrison Ford himself is just, like, such a legend. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very difficult person to go back at. Like, the nostalgia factor with him is very high, you know, because he's done so much.
Here's what they should do with the Han Solo movie. I know they have Ron Howard, and Ron Howard is an extremely accomplished director. I mean, he's done Apollo 13, he's done Beautiful Mind, he's done one of my favorite shows of all time, Arrested Development. He's a great fit for the role. But what they really need to do is not make a movie about Han Solo. Instead, focus on the other lead in that series, Lando. Lando is far more interesting, I feel, to create a movie about, because...
They should have focused on him.
Yeah. The Lando comic book series was fantastic. It was only like a 4 or 5 episode miniseries, but that was absolutely fantastic, and there's so much to mine out of that character, pun intended. But, with... Sorry, I'm like choking on my own words. Han Solo is a main character in a series already. It's called Star Wars. It's called the original trilogy, and even Force Awakens. He was probably the well. Anyway, use some of the secondary characters and make films on them, because it'll be a lot more interesting, I feel.
And yeah, my thing is too with Han Solo is I feel like meeting the Skywalkers and forming that friendship and gaining hope again is what makes him a good and loyal person, you know, at the end of the day. Before that, I picture him being a bit of a dick, you know, in a still funny, entertaining, and really sexy way, but not the type of person that would necessarily fit like a lead. I think being with Luke and Leia and fighting for them and fighting for something bigger made him a better person. So if he ends up at the end of this movie like a fantastic, you know, guy, like a hero, I'll be a little surprised, because he doesn't believe in himself at the beginning of Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he doesn't really have faith in himself, and he's the type that would be like, no, I prefer to walk away. So I think, you know, for people who don't really love Star Wars, that might be like a bit hard to swallow.
Yeah.
But he actually said... making Star Wars .net reported, sorry, I'm blind as a bat, he's on the verge of being fired.
And yeah, they are pretty accurate most of the time.
So suck it, Dakota.
Well,
no, if he knows what's up.
But Making Star Wars doesn't always know what's up. I mean, they have gotten things wrong before. But yeah. I do want to err on the side of caution. I don't think they're going to scrap everything if they don't have to. But, you know, Kathleen Kennedy, she is ruthless, and she will protect the franchise that she's been handed at whatever costs are necessary.
She's like a lioness.
Yes. Corey, thanks for your comment. Congrats on 1 year. Where do you see the channel a year from now?
Ooh, I am really bad at talking about the future.
Yeah, we actually want to talk... There have been a few people we missed.
I'm sorry. We get really, hooked on a topic.
No, that's okay.
As far as, so Dakota's always been like, we would love for this to be our job.
I don't think it's ever going to happen, per se, but...
But, yeah, and especially not in a year. But I think in a year, for me, I would like to be more consistent. I feel like right now our jobs and our, regular lives do take up a lot of our time. And this is what we really love doing. So if there's a way that we can maybe get on a more regular schedule and be more diligent... Mm-hmm. And I think, too, in a year, I would like to be doing more as far as, branching out with other YouTubers. we've recently, like with Murphy and with Alex Sigsworth, we started doing collabs. Like I think we'd like to do more of that. I'd like to go to more cons and do more like event stuff like we did with Rick and Morty. Live stream, super cool. I feel like there's a lot of room for growth. Like we're kind of we're saplings.
I just want to be better at live streaming. I'm sorry, guys. By the way, is there still an echo? We don't really know. Gustavo, you said you're coming to us from Buenos Aires, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. Well,
thank you. That's super cool. I actually wanted to go there on our honeymoon.
Yeah, that was one of the places we were throwing around. We ended up going to Ireland
instead. But I don't know if you guys want to hear how stupid I am sometimes. I sent him a picture that I thought was like absolutely beautiful. Like I wanted to do like Argentina and Chile, and like I wanted to do like Patagonia, backpacking, all that fun stuff. And I sent Dakota a picture on Pinterest that I was like, look at how beautiful it is. We should do this. And Dakota responded, Jen, that doesn't exist. Mountains don't float. And I realized, remember how stupid that picture was?
It was like one of those digital pictures of like a fantasy landscape, and just like, wow, it's so beautiful. Like,
and so when it put Buenos Aires underneath, or no, that's a city, but they put like somewhere around there underneath.
It was Patagonia they put on there.
Yeah, and I was just forwarding him a ton of pictures at once, and I wasn't like really looking at the details. I just thought it was like waterfalls or something, and he was like, mountains don't float anywhere on Earth. So yeah. I'm kind of an idiot sometimes.
Lucian, you say you prefer Blade Runner to Star Wars, and I understand that, but Blade Runner will never have the audience that Star Wars has, because it's a much deeper film. Star Wars is great at face value. Blade Runner is also great, but you have to really dig deep to understand why. So, and I am looking forward to Blade Runner 2049. That does look really good. Mm-hmm. Echo is gone. Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know what I did, but I did it.
But yeah, it's okay though. You don't have to apologize. Like you don't owe us any apologies.
Oh, Lucian, do not worry. We don't want anyone to feel obligated to become a patron of ours. We do have the option to, support our channel, and we don't want to make it a big point whenever we can, because we know money is tight for everyone. So if you guys are interested in supporting our channel and getting more content like this, we do have a Patreon link, not in the description of this video, but the description of most videos.
But we do this for you guys for free.
This is a hobby.
I've always been like kind of on the fence with like Patreon advertisements and stuff like that, just because at first I felt like please sir, may I have some more?
Yeah,
and I used to kind of get out like after
beggar.
we filmed, I'd say to Dakota like, oh my gosh, I feel like so dumb doing that. Like I don't want people to feel obligated to. I would hate that. But then you see people able to like do for their jobs what they love, and then I think that's cool too. So it's like I'd love that.
So it's a nice.
So I want to give people the option.
It's a tough balance. Like, do I make an entire video about like how you should subscribe to my Patreon so that I can do this for a living, or do I just keep making videos, and if they decide they want to become a patron, make it worth their while? So yeah, it's something that we balance, and we try to find like a middle ground, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's useful because. Well, not only because obviously money makes the world go round, but also because the pressure is helpful for us. Because we are, how often do I say this to you, that we both should have married like organized people? We're both very disorganized and very. You
should see the mess in our room right now. As
oh my gosh, it's
we're packing for a trip. For those of you who are joining us now.
Yeah, I'm doing laundry back there. It's pretty horrible. I actually was like about to start cleaning. I didn't realize Dakota was like going to load this up so quickly.
All right, Murphy. See you later.
Bye, Murphy. Thank you.
Corey, well, you guys are a really cute couple with a lot of heart, so I'm wishing you the best. And however you decide to go forward in a year and beyond, thank you so much, man. You're the best. Hope to see more comments from you. We love hearing from you guys. Aaron Tyler, I actually did see your comment earlier. I haven't had the chance to respond to it. I think I was driving or something. You asked if I had listened to any Big Finish audio dramas. Mm-hmm. And the answer is yes. I haven't in a few years, to be honest with you. But not because of like quality issues. I think that's some of the best Doctor Who around, and it's pretty consistent what they are able to accomplish every month on that like program. So if you guys don't know what Big Finish is, it is excuse me, it's audio dramas based on classic Doctors, and they bring the actual actors back, they bring the actual companions and the actors who play the companions back, and they put them in new stories that you wouldn't have seen on TV, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah, actually, recently we were saying that we wanted to watch, or not watch one, listen to one, and we do have a bit of news. At the end of August, or like mid-August, we're going on a road trip down to North Carolina. So when we do that, I was actually thinking that we could listen to a Big Finish and kind of react to it, maybe in the car or something. But the news is that we're getting a puppy. So we're very, very excited.
Yes, we're getting a puppy. Sorry, I'm reading comments at the same.
Yeah, we're getting a puppy.
We're getting a puppy.
So it's gonna be a little girl. So like maybe we're trying to like think of names, and
we're trying to think of names that are geeky, but not like annoyingly.
Like his parents named their dog Solo after Han Solo. I was like, that's too much, guys. Like, chill.
Yeah, I think that was premature, because that Han Solo movie might not pan out really well.
Oh yeah.
Sparkonem. Hello guys, just recently joined your channel. You guys married or just a couple? Found y'all after I realized I liked watching reactions. Been less than 3 months. You know, it's funny. When we started the channel, we were like, nobody's gonna watch us react to a trailer. No one's gonna watch us react to this or that.
Dakota wanted us to do a reaction to like the Tokyo Olympics, and I was like, no one wants to see us do that. Like, no one cares. And that was like one of our biggest videos for a while.
Oh my gosh, we still get comments in Japanese from people in Japan.
Yeah, we have to go and translate them.
Yeah, I have to throw them into my Google Translate app and figure out what they're saying, and it's
actually really cool though.
It's cool, it's cute, and
it's kawaii.
It's kawaii, that's the word.
But yeah, we are married.
We are married. We've been married for 2 years now, a little over 2 years. We started the channel a year ago, even though this account has been open for a little longer, and I've posted videos a little longer than that, but we joined together making those videos on June 30th of last year.
Yeah. Elizabeth said fur baby.
Yes.
I like that. And Missy. So one thing I probably should have told you guys is I hate dog names with like the Y or IE sound at the end, because my parents and like my family in general name all of their animals with that, like Joey, Lucky, Petrie, Petey, Frankie, Cookie, Frisky, like any animal we've ever had.
Those are all actual names. She's not just.
I'm not just listing them. Like those are actual pets that we had. Sparky or Spanky. I don't remember which the guinea pig was. I was like 5. Blackie. Like they all, or was it Whitey? I don't know. Whatever.
No, it was Blackie. I remember Blackie. Your parents saying that.
Yeah, that was a tragic ending to that bunny. But anyway, so yeah, we could do Han. Oh, I thought that was him saying Han.
No. What about Toto from Tintin?
Oh.
I haven't watched Tintin in ages, but or the film anyway. But the comic strip is pretty cute. Madison is a great name. That's a good one.
I actually used to nanny a girl named Madison.
We just went to her graduation party actually.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have some very obvious like pet names for our dogs over the years too. Yeah, it's like, all right, guys.
Black dog named Blackie. Yeah, no, I hear that.
Ahsoka.
That's a cool one.
Ahsoka or Tano.
Yeah, Tano would. Oh, no, I don't know if Tano works for.
Tano. Right now we
have. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I like Tano.
Like that.
Right now the one that I have in mind is the name Vesper, after James Bond's drink
signature
and
drink. Yeah.
The girl he loved in
the
Casino
Vesper
Royale.
Martini.
The Vesper, and then Dakota said Aston, like after the Aston Martin, because we're getting an Airedale Terrier. He's like extremely British.
She's extremely British.
So yeah, that was the problem. We were gonna get a boy, but then there weren't enough boys in the litter.
Canine is also a good name.
Canine.
White puppy named Snow or Snowball. Baker after Tom Baker.
Actually,
that's not a bad one.
Cute, Baker.
Have you guys discussed the state of the DC Extended Universe post Wonder Woman, I'm encouraged myself. I think we talked a little bit about it after we saw Wonder Woman, and you can find that in our Wonder Woman review. But encouraged is that's a good word for it. We're still reserved in how we take any news from the DC Extended Universe currently, but Wonder Woman is like injected life into it, basically. It's been bleak up until then. Not that I didn't like any of the films, because there are some things in them that I really do like, but there are also things in them that I really don't care for. But Wonder Woman definitely was the top, was the best of the DC Extended Universe films for me, anyway.
Yeah, after Suicide Squad, I remember being like, I remember watching the trailers at first and being like, wow, it's going to be great. But after a certain amount of time, like towards the end of their promotion time period, I started kind of getting like, I don't know about this. Like, I actually, like, my hype levels went down drastically. But even after seeing that, I was like, no, Wonder Woman's going to be good. Remember, I think we have it in some of our videos where I was pretty adamant about that. Like, I had really high hopes for Wonder Woman. Mainly because of Gal Gadot. I thought she was fantastic, and I thought she was like my favorite part of Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
So, for me, I didn't really have any doubts about that. Moving forward, I don't really know, like how to feel. I think it could be a little hit or miss still moving forward. I don't think one fantastic movie is gonna make them be perfect again, but I think after their mistakes, they're definitely taking things a lot more seriously. And moving forward, I think we're going to get a lot more care in the films that we get from them, even if they're not absolutely perfect.
Anthony David Larkin, name your puppy H, as in how you start to say who it is pronounced with an H. So you're talking about the British pronunciation of the word, or the letter H? H? Like
H.
Yeah.
Oh, like H?
Yeah.
Oh.
I like that, actually. H.
Huh. Yeah, that's extremely British.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they said it like that. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
You had a power retriever we called Rico. I like that.
Rico Suave.
I'm half Puerto Rican, so I like that.
And I'm what someone recently called me, which I thought was hilarious, a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, she's a quarter Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rico.
I've now seen Wonder Woman 5 times. Love the film so much. Wow, we've only seen it twice personally, but we are excited to see it again. I was just telling you the other day that, like, I'm really dying to see Wonder Woman again.
And then Elizabeth said that Spaceballs had a Vespa. Which that's one that I also put on the list that we have. I put Vespa on there too.
Yeah.
I actually, after this, I'm going to add all of the other things. Oh, you got a Wolfie? I used to know someone named Wolfie.
The echo just came back.
No! God.
It's like that scene at the end of Revenge of the Sith where Darth Vader breaks through his restraints and just like, no!
It's such an epic no. Can we do something about it?
I don't know what we can do. Can you close the door?
Hey, Richard Poole!
Richard Poole!
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This place is a disaster.
After seeing Wonder Woman with my mom, sister, and niece, and their emotional reactions to it, I was very encouraged, but I'm curious if people like them would carry that interest into the other DC films. You know, if they play up the Wonder Woman character, definitely that will draw attention to the film itself. There are other films like Justice League, whatever. They really need that. That's something that they're doing really well in Marvel films currently. They'll put 1 or 2 of the other Avengers in a film, like Robert Downey Jr. is currently going to be in Spider-Man: Homecoming, and so there's a little clip of Chris Evans on the TV screen in Homecoming also. I don't know if there are any other Easter eggs from that, but yeah, that's what DC Extended Universe needs right now. I think they did it too much with Batman vs Superman, where they just threw in a bunch of characters, and those little obligatory Easter eggs when Bruce Wayne was looking through the files on the hard drive that he had stolen from LexCorp, I think. That was kind of cheesy. I think they did too much at once. what kind of fur baby are you getting? An Airedale Terrier.
Yeah.
Also known as the king of the terriers. Oh.
The king of the terriers. Yeah, we'll write it out. They're not super common in the U.S. They're getting more popular now. They were... their history is pretty cool. They were used in World War II. You know, and I think a bit in World War I as well.
Echo gone.
Woohoo!
Yes!
Yippee!
All right. What is that? What
I don't know, Justine was doing it.
That's her friend.
My friend from France, she moved to Cali and now she's here visiting. I don't know, it's so cute seeing her say anything stupid because she went like this: small party, 1 of these, big party, 2 of these.
All right. Okay, so we got a couple questions.
Someone said that we could do the name Kiba, but that's super close to Dakota's old dog Keela.
Yeah, I had a Belgian Malinois that was with my family for years, and she died a few years back, named Keela, after the mountain Kilimanjaro in Africa.
That was his baby girl.
That was my baby girl. That was my first love.
Yeah, like I'm nothing in comparison to Keela.
Nothing.
Nothing.
What is the point of Hawkeye from the Avengers? Obviously, that's a good question. I also kind of question, like, everyone always questions how does Black Widow and Hawkeye even like stand next to the other Avengers who have superpowers? Hawkeye's just really good with a bow, and that is a skill in and of itself, but when it comes to Black Widow, it's very dangerous putting a normal person with... Now, she does have extreme martial arts skills, but... Sorry, I'm not used to talking so much. It's still very dangerous for her to be like in a scenario where there's a whole bunch of flying robots or flying aliens like coming down on you. All right, Hawkeye. But I like that. Why does no one ever shout "Help, Hawkeye"? I think because he's always like out of the way and he's shooting people that are in the thick of the battle.
I feel like if Dakota was an Avenger, he would be Hawkeye. Silent, but like kind of taking, like, when we go to parties and stuff, Dakota's like in the back, like taking all of the like funny little interactions, you know, he's taking them all in, and then like when we get in the car later, he's like, oh yeah, this happened and that he has like his little interesting perspective that he gets, and I feel like that's Hawkeye's thing. Like, he kind of sits in the back, and because he's not like, I don't know, too engrossed in anything, he just kind of is able to support his friends.
Okay. Have we watched Cars 3 yet? No,
I haven't seen any Cars movie.
I haven't seen any Cars movies either. I've actually seen pretty much every Pixar movie except for the Cars movies. I was actually thinking we should do just a day of just watching the Cars movies because they were like rated
Are they
pretty
good?
well. Yeah, are the Cars movies good? We're not actually sure.
I literally don't know anything about them, and I remember when they came out, like, I don't really like Cars. I don't know, I don't dislike them. They get me places, but I didn't really care a ton. So, I don't know.
What about Tribble as a name in tribute to Star Trek? You wouldn't get the reference.
No, I don't.
It's an episode called... there's an episode called Trouble with Tribbles, and it's a race that is just like a ball of fur. And they invade...
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, no, someone brings them on board, and they just start, you know, like bunnies, just multiplying. And they're like, it gets to the point where they're like suffocating in tribbles.
That's the type of infestation
I'd actually, you'd really like that episode. But
I'll watch the episode and get back to you.
Yeah,
but
that's not
I don't know
why
the word tribble makes me laugh. Like, tribble?
It's a weird...
Tribble, get over here.
What are your thoughts on Sony's planned Venom and Silver Sable / Black Cat films? You might start to hear rain.
Yeah, sorry, it started like downpouring out there.
Yeah, it's been downpouring on and off all day, so sorry if you can hear the rain pattering outside. But I think it was really funny when Amy Pascal, the head of Sony, while being interviewed alongside Kevin Feige, just dropped the bomb on Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios, that she plans to have these films in the MCU. but that was never agreed upon by anyone. And you can look that up. It's called Sad Kevin Feige or something along those lines.
Sad. It's like very similar, right, to the Ben Affleck, just like that, like distant, like irritated look on his face, or hopeless, if you will.
Right. So, I guess we should probably do a video eventually talking about like what we think is going to happen with the Sony stuff. So thank you for that idea.
Yeah.
That's a
well,
good one.
already too, like I think, you know, like we've kind of talked about it on our own a bit and are still kind of like doing research and figuring everything out.
We don't know how it's going to pan out.
Yeah. And I'm too, like, I don't like to kind of, like, I speculate a little. I don't like to speculate a ton without having like everything. And I feel like we don't have a ton of information as of yet, but we'll look into it more and maybe do a video.
Deep Space Nine also crossed over with classic Trek and has tribbles. That's true. Cars 2 is the worst Pixar movie. Not awful per se, but it got a very bad rating compared to the others. Inside Out is the best. I don't know if Inside Out is the best.
I really liked
Pixar
Inside
movie.
Out, though.
I still think
Lucian says his favorite is Inside Out, so screw you. I really enjoyed that one. Okay, so we watched that with his parents, and like I'm not a super emotional person, but right, I was like crying during Inside Out, and like, you know, Pixar movies get you where it counts, like they really do stick it to you, but that one really, like, when that one guy sacrificed, well, maybe I shouldn't say. Yeah, I'm not going to say spoilers.
No spoilers.
Yeah, sorry. But there's a part where I literally was like crying. And it was like embarrassing that I was watching this like kids movie with my in-laws and I was like on the verge of like weeping.
Yeah.
Like it was past tears.
Pixar movies have that ability to just make you cry. The one of the few films that like I will always cry at is the end of Toy Story 3 because when Andy is 18 and he's giving away his toys, which is the entire point of the third film, and he was going to college. That was the same age I was, and it was like, man, I wish I had the attachment to the toys when I was a kid. And I started thinking about all the toys, and it's just like, ugh, it gets you. Another one that like is a tearjerker is like the first 5 minutes of Up. That's something.
That's brutal. That's brutal. Corey says Tom Holland hinted that he would like to see a Spider-Man and Ant-Man team up. I, for one, would love it. I, for two, would love it.
I, for three, agree.
I could actually see that being pretty hilarious. Just because both of those personalities, I feel, would work really well together.
Mm-hmm. Well, even in the scene in Civil War, the scene where
can you hand me my phone real quick?
Yeah. Even the scene in Civil War where Spider-Man takes down Ant-Man when he's all giant. That was hilarious. I love that. Oh yeah, someone just got home. We're telling them to go around the other door. Sorry, guys. Did you like Lego Batman? We haven't seen it yet. It's one of those. It's one of the many films that we are really excited to see, but we just haven't gotten around to it. We loved the first Lego movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really funny, actually. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. We should check that out. What have we been doing with our lives? I don't know.
We've been doing a lot. The movie that always makes us cry, or me cry, is E.T. Yes, that's a good one too.
E.T. used to like really scare the crap out of me, I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, that one used to get me. You know what movie I was thinking about today? I was describing it to my two friends that are visiting from Cali. I was hanging with them, and they, like, they're not super into geeky stuff. And it's funny because they're trying to, since they're our friends, so they bought comic books and stuff recently. But I was, like, telling them how great Unbreakable is, the M. Night Shyamalan. And I think that might be, like, one of my favorite superhero movies ever. Like, I just absolutely love that film. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. And to me, like, that was shown to me at a time where I was still kind of, like, being introduced to a lot of superhero movies. And I feel like it really helped put things into perspective or made them real for me. Mm-hmm. It was like the gateway.
Yeah, it is a little gateway. they've described the sequel to Homecoming as the Civil War of Phase 4. What do you make of that? Now, we've actually heard word that Homecoming 2, the second Spider-Man film in the MCU, will be the first in Phase 4, right after Avengers 4, basically. Sorry, guys, I'm coughing. I'm not used to talking this much.
Do you want a cough drop?
I like water. Do we have water?
I don't think so. I can just pour you some. Hold on, I'll be back.
And now there's a future for the Unbreakable story. Huh. Yes, we're not going to spoil that for anyone who didn't think seeing a certain movie in theaters recently was worth their while, but you should probably check out some of M. Night Shyamalan's latest films because there is some interaction within the Unbreakable world. That's another good one. They described... I'm gonna look... I didn't hear anything about rumors of a sequel to Serenity. So, if that is the case, man, would I be happy. That is one of the most tragic cancellations of all of geek culture is the original Firefly series. To this day, it's one of my top 5 shows ever. I don't know if they're actually... Oh, thank you, Jim.
No problem.
I don't know if there is any validity to those rumors. I haven't even heard them, so I'm going to have to look it up after this. But there are 18 of you guys watching now. Thank you so much. We got to start packing because we're leaving in a little bit, but I want to answer a few more questions for you guys. If you have any last questions, we'll end the stream at about the hour mark. Yep, agreed. Firefly was amazing.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I don't really know what we're talking about anymore. Oh really? A sequel to Serenity? I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, he's saying that there are rumors of it.
Lucian, he has a hookup. That's awesome. I would love that.
Joss Whedon is currently pretty booked at the moment because he's taking over from what's his name? What's the director? Zack Snyder from Batman v Superman, or for the Justice League movie rather. For a terrible situation that the Snyder family had to go through, and it'll be interesting when that film comes out to see how that is wrapped up. We don't know if what happened at all affected the film in any way, shape, or form, but here's hoping it doesn't, and here's hoping the Snyder family get past that terrible thing that happened.
Michael Bradbury said, I heard Joss would only do another Serenity movie if he could go deeper into the Shepherd books backstory, or into not the Shepherd books, but I think that he did that in the comics. I didn't read that comic. I read a couple of them.
Well, I'm sure they can expand on what was done in the comics, or they can even just film what they wrote in the comics, because so many films these days are adaptations of the comics.
Yeah, and why would that be something that would kind of hold them back? Have you read the comments? I don't... tell us about it. Tell me about it, Stud.
Have a great trip, guys. Be safe, and see you when you get back. Congrats again. Thanks, man. We're going to Maine. We're going to be back Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're going to try to film some things like the Who review for the final episode of the series, which is coming up tomorrow. Sometime during the trip. That should be interesting, trying to get to you guys. But you also miss Buffy. That's another great Joss Whedon show. What movies? Oh, sorry, Ethan. I think you asked us this, and we totally skipped your question.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
What movies are you most excited for in 2018? Not Han Solo.
Yeah, my anticipation for that is seriously waned. What's coming out? I'm totally blanking.
Definitely Avengers.
Yeah.
Infinity War. That's. I think that's gonna blow everyone away. I hope. Anyway.
For me, one of the most that I'm most excited for is Black Panther. I don't know why I'm really, really stoked for that film.
Good evening from Columbus, Ohio. Hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
So I actually have a question for you guys. What... Oh, more fur baby names, really quick. River for both Doctor Who and Firefly. Okay, that's it. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Well, I like that, but I actually always thought if I had a baby, I'd name it River. But that, I'm not planning on that. So I might as well name the dog River.
Yeah, Dylan from Babylon 5. Other good names: Pandora, Talia, Harley, Xenon, Stella. Comic book names. I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh man,
I'm excited for Venom.
Thank you.
To be honest, I'm interested in Venom. The more we hear about it, the more I'm intrigued by it, I guess.
Actually, Elizabeth, one name that I was considering was Bennett, after Elizabeth Bennet. And your name is awfully similar to Elizabeth Bennett. I've always wondered if that was like your name or if that was like something that you were doing to make it like kind of similar to Elizabeth Bennet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Bennett might be kind of cute, call her Ben sometimes. But you gave us some really cool names, and I really appreciate that.
Another question that we were asked was what our favorite classic Doctors are.
Ooh,
you have a very limited...
Yeah, because I haven't seen all of them.
Which Doctors have you seen? You've seen the first one, you've seen the second one.
And I've seen McCoy.
Yeah, you've seen...
And I actually... apparently everybody hates him, but I actually like Sylvester McCoy.
Sylvester McCoy is one of my favorites. He's
yeah, I thought he was really funny.
He's top 5 Doctors for me. But
like, even if there were some seriously cheesy stuff, I mean... I thought he was pretty cool. I actually am, like, wanting to see more Tom Baker because he was pretty awesome, too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would say, I mean, obviously Tom Baker is the Doctor, but everyone says that. So I would say... Besides him, it's a tie between Peter Davison and Sylvester McCoy, for me.
I haven't seen Peter Davison, right?
No, I haven't shown you any. Actually,
I feel neglected.
The first classic story I ever saw was The Caves of Androzani, and that's apparently like the greatest classic story of all time. So I kind of set myself up really high. And but no, I still love most of the stuff that I've seen. I got a huge Doctor Who collection of DVDs over there. Which Doctor would Dakota be?
Ooh.
Unfortunately, knowing my personality, I'd probably be Colin Baker. I'm just a very introverted person.
Yeah.
Or maybe
picturing Dakota as a doctor, like
no, actually,
I don't know.
Peter Davison, because I'm actually pretty reserved.
Yeah.
I don't like a mix between Peter Davison and Colin Baker, actually.
But so one thing about Dakota that I don't know, I feel like he comes across as very serious in the show. But he's extremely silly. So I could picture you being a lot sillier than you're thinking about. Because when you're just with a couple of people, like 1 or 2 people, you can be super silly. Like, even with me, the whole day long, he's just saying, like, random stuff. And the other day, I said to him, do you ever get sick of spewing nonsense? And he said, do you ever get sick of hearing it? And I was like, no. I don't get sick of hearing it. So I think he'd be a very silly, quirky doctor. But very reserved at the same time.
My favorite classic Doctors are Tom Baker, John Pertwee, and Patrick Troughton. Patrick Troughton needs more love. It's so true. Patrick Troughton does need more love.
I don't know Patrick Troughton, but what up?
You do. It was in the Tomb of the Cybermen episode. He's the space hobo.
Ah, okay.
The Doctor in that episode.
Yeah. Space hobo. I forgot about that. Okay.
I think as time has gone on, people actually appreciate McCoy now. Mine is Peter Davison, apparently the most beaten up Doctor in Doctor Who history. Well, I mean, coming off of like replacing Tom Baker is no easy feat, so you got to give Davison the credit. Mm-hmm. Matt Smith is my favorite Doctor. Ethan T says, he's not my favorite Doctor.
Yeah, Dakota wasn't crazy about it. I really liked him.
I miss him, though. It's interesting. Revisiting old episodes of Matt Smith, I really did have a fun time with him. I think it was more the stories in his era that I wasn't huge on, and the way he was written as a character was more fantastical and less sci-fi, and I didn't like that so much as I do other Doctors. But looking back, I really love Matt Smith. Tennant, obviously, that's... While I started with Christopher Eccleston, it was Tennant that really made me love the show, you know?
Yeah, when I think of Doctor Who, I typically go to David Tennant. Like, that's the one that I first think of. yeah, obviously I started with Eccleston as well, but David Tennant, to me, like, even like his facial expressions, some of the lines that he had, one-liners, were hilarious. A lot more random, right? Like, we were watching recently some episodes, and we feel like there were just like a lot more random, funny little tidbits that we just haven't really been getting recently. Now, like, the past couple of episodes have been a lot more silly. But yeah, something about Tennant, I just, sometimes I just miss him. You know, there's certain things that, certain shows that if I'm feeling kind of like down, I'm like, this reminds me of home. I'm going to pop that one in.
Yeah. So we just hit the 1 hour mark, so we're gonna head out soon. But I saw something that I wanted to talk about. Patrick Troughton had the most difficult job as the second Doctor, as he was the first generation, and that was an unprecedented thing. Totally agree with that. Never liked Colin Baker. I don't mind him, but I think he gets a lot of hate, and I think that he was in a position where it was the writing and not the actor himself. Let's see. It's a shame we never got more of Paul McGann as the Doctor. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you haven't, they did do a short episode called The Knights of the Doctor for the 50th anniversary that is all about Paul McGann revisiting Karn and regenerating into John Hurt. You guys should definitely check that out. I'll type it out so you guys can look it up later.
Wait, is there actually going to be a Shrek 5?
Yeah, I did see that.
I can't do this anymore.
I've only seen up till Shrek 3, so...
Oh, yeah, and Lucy, I did know that. I think it's really cool and really funny. And I love, because he said that, did you know that the lass who played Jen as the Doctor's daughter is actually Peter Davison's daughter and David Tennant's wife,
yes.
Which I've always thought that was
it's such
hilarious.
A weird circle.
I love that, like, the Doctor Who crew are, like, kind of a family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, they do brunches together for raising, you know, charity and stuff like that. And I think they're really cool, and I love that. I love that they did that. I thought that there was going to be more to that after I watched that episode, though. Like, we just never saw her again. I'm like, where'd she go?
One more Paul McGann, Big Finish. That's the correct answer. There is so much good Paul McGann. Definitely check out Dark Eyes. That's probably one of my favorite, like, Paul McGann stories. I think that's a 4-part series now. But all right, guys. I feel bad. We have people coming in.
Oh man, people are still joining. We have to pack.
Yeah, we gotta go.
What about Torchwood? I never got into it.
Torchwood. It was hard to get into because while it inhabited the same universe as Doctor Who, it was just not Doctor Who. Same thing with Class and the Sarah Jane Adventures series that they've done. It's just there's something magical about Doctor Who that these other shows just don't quite capture.
I mean, I think you're watching a lot for the Doctor as well.
Yeah.
You know? So when you know it's nice to see like what kind of happens in his wake, but I don't know. I think watching him is a lot more interesting. All
right, guys. Thank you so much. This has been a very insightful first live stream for us. It's very. I'm really excited to like play with this feature in the future because this is the first time we're actually getting into like talking with our fans. Oh, you love our intros. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, definitely, Richard. Go to sleep. It's 2:30.
Richard, dude.
Thank you for staying up with us.
Yeah, seriously, that's cool.
Thank
you. And you're hilarious. Like a lot of your comments. I love your little frog guy. Your frog Trump. He makes me laugh and smile.
Yes. All right, guys.
But yeah, I wanted to say. Like, I've loved talking with you guys. I've loved getting to know you guys a little better. I think it's so cool. It's hard for me to, like, put stuff, like, I'm not a good talker. But, I don't know. I just think it's so cool to get to know people from all over the world and that are into the same stuff that we've done. And I find it such a privilege that we're born in a time period where it is so available to us to reach out to other people and to make... you know, like to make global interaction. I don't know. I'm fumbling my words, but it means a lot to me to talk to you guys, get to know you guys. I think you're all really cool people. We've met some amazing people through YouTube, and thank you for watching, and we love you guys.
Yes, guys, thank you seriously so much. I
think that's all from us. So I feel bad like stopping the stream while everyone's still here. All right, but we do got to get going. Love you guys. See you later.
Love you guys. Bye.